So as you can see, I have a bunch of weeds here, and my idea was to plant them back up in pots, but I actually want to try composting with them, like container composting. So in this container, we have some oxalis, sow thistle or some kind of thistle, and dandelion, and these are all edible weeds. I'm not going to eat them, but they are edible as far as I know, as far as my research goes. I have some shredded leaves here that I'm going to use, and I also have some, sticks and twigs that I'll put at the bottom. I was inspired by Robbie and Gary's Gardening Easy. Robbie layers a lot of her totes and containers, and I want to try that with weeds. So the first thing I'm going to do is sift the rest of this Dollar Tree potting soil. And I'm not going to add any more perlite. Oh, look at that. I should have got that when I was at Dollar Tree earlier. One of their strainers, so I could further strain this down. But that's okay. As long as the super big chunks are out. This is the Dollar Tree chunks, as you can see. And this is actually from Walmart's topsoil. So, in case y'all are wondering, I always sift my potting soil now. Always. Before I use it. Because you never know what's in there. Now, before I start layering and putting the container together, I'm just going to pull everything apart and then chop it all up into smaller pieces. I should because I want to chop up this root. So I'm going to put those away from the other stuff. This is dandelion. So I did read that thistle is a good host plant or sacrificial plant for aphids. So, there's plenty more. I did not get everything. So, there's definitely some. Look at that. Interesting. Ooh, the sap is coming out. So I'll definitely try to plant some thistle up in a pot. But I think either squirrels or maybe... I just think that's so amazing. Squirrels or maybe a rabbit or something keeps eating the dandelion and quote-unquote wild lettuce, thistle plants, whatever. And so I cannot get them to grow in a pot for anything. But as they just grow wildly everywhere else, like in the yard or on the road or whatever, they don't want to touch them. But when I put them in a pot, it's just, ooh, dinner. No. Let's see. I don't know why I'm so fascinated with this sap. Let me tell y'all. So I went to a garden nursery yesterday. I was near the cactus and succulents, and I picked up something. And I don't know if it was a plant nearby that I wasn't paying attention to. Maybe I knocked something off. But as I was putting the plant that I picked up back down, I noticed a little bit of that white sap right here on my hand. It was just a little bit. And let me tell you, I wiped that stuff off. I was like, oh my gosh, it's the white sap. No. Because I've just read, like, don't get it on you, But yeah, it wasn't too bad, but I did definitely feel a burning sensation. I was like, oh no. Like, the succulents were near, like, some euphorbia plants. So I was like, oh my, no. And the thing about it is, I was just coming around to, because I love euphorbia. But when I first read about, like, when I started doing my research about euphorbia for the first time, and I read that they have this super toxic sap that can, it's just, you don't want to mess with. I was like, I will never own a euphorbia. And I was just coming around to, like, you know what? If I'm going to try my hand at a cactus, then I should try euphorbia. And I just feel like that was the sign. Like, no, euphorbias are not for you. Or maybe just not that plant, because I'll insert a picture. That type of plant, I'm liable to just knock something over, break it. I don't know. It's just, at this point, it doesn't even matter. Like, euphorbias are not going to be for me. And you know what? I say that now. I say that out loud, but I feel like I'm going to end up with a euphorbia. But I will be very careful, whenever you're handling euphorbias or any plants with any sort of white sap, always wear gloves. But I mean, I don't wear gloves to a nursery, so I wiped it off, and then I put some hand sanitizer on. I ended up washing my hands, and then I did more research, and I read that soap and water doesn't always get all the sap off. You don't have to, but you should use some alcohol to wipe it off as well. The alcohol will remove the latex sap better than soap and water will. So if y'all have any stories about the toxic saps of plants and your experiences, let me know. This is one, even though it was minor, the sensation did not last long at all. But I was scared that it was gonna, like, something crazy was gonna happen, because that's the type of person I am. Just kidding, not really. But yeah, if y'all have any experiences, let me know. I mean, after that, I will definitely be very, very careful. But I still think I'm going to end up with a euphorbia at some point. Like, I love them. I think they are so cool. So we'll see. It just can't be any of those. I don't know if I can do those super long stick-like euphorbias, but those are my favorite ones. Okay, so now we can begin layering. So I'm just gonna mix. I'm gonna put some of the topsoil bark and the Dollar Tree bark at the bottom. And when watching Robbie fill her container, she also uses like paper and cardboard toilet paper rolls and things like that. But I didn't bring it out, so. Okay, do I put the green on the bottom or the brown? It doesn't matter as long as they're equal. So, is that gonna be everything? Oh, look, it was a little flower head. Oh well. I'll just put it all on here. Okay, and now I will put the leaves on top. Oh, yeah, I'll just put the leaves on top. Just like this. I think that should be enough. Okay, that's enough. Y'all, how fast do worms reproduce, or how fast would they reproduce in the environment that they're in? Because or the environment that I'm about to put them in, because these look real small. Are these babies or what? If y'all can identify worms, just let me know what these are, because I've never seen the super fat juicy worms that all y'all be posted on YouTube. So let me know. Okay, I've got the native soil in here, and now I'm just going to pour those worms in. Hopefully they're all out. So part of me is thinking that maybe I shouldn't have put the native soil in there. I don't know, but this is an experiment, so I've already done it, so it really doesn't matter. Maybe I'll do the next container a little bit differently. But now I'm just covering everything with the Dollar Tree potting soil. And with all of this, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually not going to plant anything in here, unless maybe I decide to put like a flower seed or something in there. I'm not planting food in this container, but more than likely I might get tempted to put some sort of like sunflower flower seed in here. But I'm going to put smaller pots on top of this, and that way this will stay moist. The pots should stay moist, at least towards the bottom. And once things start to decompose, all of the worms and the microbes and the organisms and the other hopefully beneficial bugs will work their way up to the pots and, you know, just cause the plant to flourish or something. I don't know, because the pots that I'm going to put on top, I did the same layering thing. That should be enough, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put the day flowers in here, false day flowers, and the roots are already coming out the bottom. I told y'all these things, did you see that? These things grow fast, and it's highly likely that these will grow into this mix, which this container, and that'll be just fine with me. Looks good to me.